So I'm going to play some Eternal Super Spy, 2-page espionage genre, a Theater of the Mind. Now, Theater of the Mind play is going to be that we're going to allow you to use your imagination to conjure each of the situations and scenes as they develop. A 2-page role play, exactly as advertised. There's a character page. I'm going to play Derek, and Derek is a femme fatale. You know, you can sort of make these things generic to male-female. He's sort of a person that, if you're not familiar with In Like Flint and Our Man Flint, the Derek Flint is by far tops them all. He is the James Bond who does not need a gun. And you can see him relaxing here in the opening scene. And he will be, as a femme fatale, Derek will be rolling 2 dice and taking the higher on seduction and lies. And if he goes to gyroscopic class, he'll be rolling 1 die. But if he has to do something, anything, use that magic gadget of his, I'll be rolling 2 dice and taking the lower. Now, there's a GM page, is the second page of the 2-page roleplay game, and I could walk myself through a solo adventure here, or play co-op with some buddies, or I could even run this as a referee on the fly, giving a world event start, and then investigating in the middle, and then getting to a climactic ending, and the table will push you in each direction, telling you to make overcome diabolical hurdles, or solve a critical problem. But I'm just going to do this free-form the way I've been doing my other intros of the game, where I'm just going to have a series of stills from those movies, from promotional stills for those movies, and I'm going to riff and make an adventure on the fly. So how do we get started here? Well, let's just start with, I was relaxing, having a relatively good day, and realizing that I needed to get in about 7 sets of tennis. And also I had to make sure that the chess champion I just beat, as you can see the pieces on the table, was not sad. I could take him out for dinner later. But I got a call on the emergency line. There was problems over at Zowie, and so on goes the adventure. Now, when I got there, I realized that the guard at the door had something peculiar. He was wearing a Battle of the Bulge ribbon. There's no such thing as a Battle Bulge ribbon. So I immediately attacked him, and I'm just going to go right into combat here. Now, my character is not great at gyroscopic clash, but I can also defeat him with seduction alive. So I can say, just by the nature of this scene, I took him by surprise. I realized that he was a fake guard, and so I'm going to give him a kick as a surprise, and that would be a form of lie, because I can defeat an evil henchman or an evil counterpart, or gain a critical insight right on this table with carnal action. So here, let me roll 2 dice. Here comes my 2 dice. I'm going to hit this guy. Boom. And I am +1 because I'm destined. That's a 6. I've defeated this evil henchman and knocked him out. And, my boss would come out and say, "Flint, have you gone crazy? What's going on here?" No, I realized from this situation that Zowie has been infiltrated, and somebody is trying to threaten the president and threaten the whole world. And so there's noticing that bash on the door in the background here. That's probably where the guy used his club and tried to attack in the scene. Fun movies. And the next scene, I was off to Moscow to see if the Russians were behind this. I reached my contact who was in the Russian ballet, but when I was, after I performed in the and to the delight of the audience, I saw that she had brought some thugs in. She actually thought that some of the trouble that Moscow as well was having, because people were, some of their politicians were being replaced by duplicates. Now, who would be doing that? Some evil organization. But they thought it was us, and we thought it was them. Neither of us were right, but I needed to get out of the situation. I'm going to count this as 3 guards. I won't, and I'll have a critical insight to realize it's not the Russians. So I'm going to fight 3 guards and get a critical insight. So, and when you play this solo, you know, it's okay to sort of slant the mission to where your character is its best. And I'm playing a femme fatale here, so my best is with seduction and lies. I can defeat henchmen with that. I can also defeat henchmen if I was a gadgeteer with a do something anything. If I was playing more of a, who would be the quintessential gadgeteers? The Men from U.N.C.L.E. or the Avengers. They had all sorts of gadgets, and Bond as well. You could even have a mission of Q's missions in this universe. But here I come with 2 dice rolls. Let's see if I can defeat 3 henchmen. I'm going to do this rather quick. I'm not going to belabor this a whole lot, but they came at me. At first they were just going to try to arrest me, the men in the trench coats. 2 dice of 6. Go back to that 6 and I get that carnal desire again. I realized that I could use a spray that I brought with me. Now it sounds like do something anything or I'm using gadgets, but no, it's all part of the persona of the character. I didn't want to hurt them. I'm certainly not going to shoot them. I just used a knockout spray on the first one and down goes the first one. And the two other guys grabbed me. One guy tried to grab me by the arm, but I immediately did a backflip with my karate moves. 2 dice. Now 1 and 2. A 2 becomes a 3. It's burned. Become a resident expert for the rest of the action. Resident expert treats next 3 as a result 1 and add a d6 henchman or lose destined status. Interesting. I'm going to do this where I'm going to become the resident expert, obviously. But I'm also going to pick up a d6 more henchmen. So I had 2 plus another. I don't want to lose that destined status. Another 2 is 4. 4 henchmen I got to defeat to get away from my gal in the opera here, in the ballet here, and escape from the henchmen, the Russian KGB guys who were totally innocent. They're not part of the master plan, or are they? And here comes the 4 guys I have to defeat. Now I could switch over to here. In fact, I will, but it would mean that I'm going to start using guns, knives, and fists. But guess what? I am not Derek Flint, a man who doesn't even carry a gun. I am Derek, a person playing internal super spy, and maybe our path and our destiny has deviated from the movie, because nobody likes a railroad, especially me. I say in jest. Here comes my roll, 1 die for being a... Now I could stay on the seduction line and hope I get this random roll of a rose, but no, not without choices. So here comes my die on gyroscopic clash. Enough of this already. The man pulled a gun on me. Well, to his end. 2 plus 1 for destined status is a 3. I blink. I become a resident expert for the remaining action. I am already a resident expert, so I treat this as a 1. I was injured. It happens again. I die. Recur after the action. Add a d6 henchman and lose destined status. I have lost my destined status. Another 1 more KGB. That makes a total of 5 KGB I'm fighting. Now, I don't want to continue this mission injured. I've learned this about the game. And I can heal an injury by getting a critical deed. Now, I am a resident expert. A resident expert is like no wonder. Resident expert rolls 1d6 always and on all. So I'm going to change to resident expert last just the scene or situation, then flip back. I'm going to roll this 1d6 on do something, anything. Hopefully, I can get a heal my injury. Now, I could try to push it up here and try to get destined status, but in this game, as opposed to the fantasy game, getting those modifiers makes it a lot tougher. 5 guys I have to defeat, and I am injured. Could be a short demo here, but short demo is still seeing the rules. Here comes my dice roll, a 3. A 3, I poltroon. I decide I'm going to run. I'm going to need an extra critical deed. No, I'm going to try to run out of the situation. 5 guys. If I can get 1 critical insight or 1 critical deed, I can run away from these guys. Why? Because I'm the referee as well as the player, and there's no reason to just have your character kill and then all fun. It's not fun. Let's roll for a seduction of lies and see if I can drop the smoke bomb and get away. Here goes 1 die. A 6. Easily. Critical insight. Now, I don't have my destined status, but I'm going to go to the next scene without the destined status here. And I realized that there was a resort that had peculiar financial interests and also had been attracting not only the most beautiful women of the world, but it was also attracting the top scientists who were the most beautiful women of the world. I realized that the best chance for me to find out what's going on was to infiltrate. Now, could I just fill out an application and join? Well, the easiest way was just hi-ya karate and take a guard's uniform. Let's see if I can take a guard's uniform here. I'm back on this table. Does that do something, anything? No, I just need to use my man's man aspect, my seduction. I can walk up to some guy, ask him for a cigarette, and as he gets the cigarette out, karate. Here comes my chop. 1 die. I'm not destined. Be nice to get that destined back. Oh, I should say new scene. I'm a femme fatale. 2 die, take the higher. Here comes my 2 dice. 2 and a 2. 2 and a 2. Smiling foe at its 2nd critical insight. All it means is I need 2 critical insights. Or I should say, I gotta defeat one henchman to get his uniform and get a critical insight here. Here goes my 2 dice. I'm still rolling the best table I have, seduction and lies. 1 and a 6. I got the guy and karate chopped him, but I realized that his uniform didn't fit me. The old Raiders of the Lost Ark. I had to take on another guy. I hid this guy in behind, and I moved to the next guy. Now, at 6, I could take my destined status back. Probably doesn't make really good sense for the plot. I'm going to risk it. 2 dice. 2 dice. 2 and a 1. Another smiling foe. I got 2 critical insights I got to. It seemed like these guys, they were onto me. They were traveling not in pairs, but in triplets. I just have to defeat 1 henchman to get his uniform and get 2 critical insights to figure out what's going on here. Here comes the next roll. I'm not destined. A 5, I dither. It happens again treated as a 6, that's not bad. Somebody came forward to interrogate me. They asked me why a guest was getting so far into the... I just said I was smoking and I had run out of smokes. Yeah, I see that they saw that as unlikely since I was rich enough to attend the spa and buy my interest here. Why don't I bring my smokes? They referred me over to the coffee shop, but they knew it was going to be a full-blown, they were going to take me prisoner. Now, I have an evil counterpart. I have to defeat at least 1 henchman, and I got 2 critical insights that I have to do. I am in a death spiral, as I'd say, but let's see if I can come out of it. I am not destined. That would be the first thing I want to get back. 2 dice. 2 dice, a 4 and a 1, a ruse. Hey, well timed. A ruse, the party uses 3d6. I decided that I would tell them that actually I'm here as quality control from their bosses to find out if everything is secure. Wink, wink. They looked at me again, and then realized they started to apologize. And I got that 6. I get my destined status back. I was back in form. I still needed 2 critical insights, but now I had a group. Show me where the uniforms are kept and how often they are washed, because some of you are starting to stink. Have you ever heard of body spray? Not in the 60s. Okay, here comes my 2 dice. I'm looking for 2 critical insights and to defeat an evil counterpart. Best roll here, but I'm destined as a 4. It's a second ruse. That's just going to be a safe roll. They show me where the uniforms are kept. 4, 5 becomes a 1. Now I have that treat. Second results as 6. So good. I don't have to deal with another evil counterpart, but I'll get rid of him right here. I invited him into the showers, expecting the mold. And that's when his head concussed with the ceramic tile. Okay, I still got a henchman, I still got a uniform, but I'm going to call it those 2 critical insights. Give me those 2 critical insights. Rolling 3 dice. I found the locker and took out a uniform. Easy fit. Of course, I'm a slim. I'm sort of a 33 regular slim. Need a set of shoes to go with it. Leather pump zip up on the side, Captain Kirk style. I was outfitted. I was kitted. I was ready to do a little bit more exploration of the whole base. The other guys with me were convinced that I was a quality assurance inspector, so they were coming along. But they started to get suspicious when I told them I needed to visit more of the restricted. Hey, we haven't even been in that area. Well, but I've got the security clearance to be in here. Maybe you don't. I need to get rid of these guys that are following me. So I'm going to use that as a defeat of diabolical hurdle to get away from them. Now, a diabolical hurdle, I'm rolling on gyroscopic clash. As a femme fatale, I'm rolling a single die here. I lost the ruse status that I had acquired from the last scene. New scene. I'm rolling 1 die, but I'm adding 1 because I'm destined. Here goes my die roll. And it's a 2. A 2 becomes a 3. I blink. I become a resident expert for the remainder of the action. That could be alright. Resident expert treat the next roll, but a D6 henchman or lose my destiny. Nah, I'll take the D6 henchman. As soon as I went into the area, I realized I had been double-crossed all along. They knew who I was. At least the one guy did. He suspected. He said, you wear that uniform a little bit too form-fit. And so, plus the name tag. You said your name was Derek, and that name tag is for Donald. Well, they misspelled it in HR. You know how those guys are. But I'm going to roll 1 die here, and I'm rolling again for, I'm trying to be 1 minion and get a diabolical hurdle, but I'm rolling as a resident expert, so I can even roll and do something, anything. So let me roll that 1 die here on gyroscopic clash. I still have my +1 because I am destined, and I rolled a 4, becomes a 5. He pulled a knife on me. I easily disarmed him with my karate moves. Now I can defeat that 1 henchman or an evil counterpart, but I could also take a modifier to push it forward. Modifier will add henchman. I'll just defeat the 1 guy. I still needed to get in the vault open to enter the secure area. Diabolical hurdle, trying to see if I can get it. Now I'm going to roll 1 die, and then I'm going to rift from the result. And then what was a 4? And 4 is a 5. Now in this case, I'm going to have to take the counterpart. I realized that I could get the ID card reprogrammed, but by doing so, I would attract attention of another D6 men. 2 guys. I can defeat 2 guys to maybe increase my chance to get Diabolical Hurdle. I'm still going to roll in this Gyroscopic Clash. 1 die. Gyroscopic Clash. Rolling a 3. I add 1, becomes a 4. A fist to the face brought one of the 2 men down. Now, if I decided to take the second modifier to push it forward, I would get an evil counterpart coming forward. I'm gonna opt against that right now. So I have what? 2 more guys I need to defeat? Yeah, 1 guy originally, 2 guys. Got 2 more guys I need to defeat and get to Diabolical Hurdle. I was tussling with these guys, rolling 1 die. 6. Diabolical. The door to the main area, the secure area, was open. Now I just had to defeat these guys so they wouldn't scream, call on the radios. Here comes second roll. A 3. A 3, because I'm desperate, becomes a 4. Another fist. Boom! The head of this guy went into the door. I use him as a doorstop to keep the automatic door from closing. Here comes the last roll. A 1. A 1 becomes a 2. Oh, I'm hit from behind. Oh, I'm knocked. And as I'm knocked, the one guy pulls the other body out of the way. We got a really good fight scene going here, don't we? It's sort of graphically, I can feel it. I can see the guard pulling this guy out of the way as I try to throw the guy back in the way. It's those automatic doors opening and closing, hitting the guy's heads over and over again. I get another Diabolical Hurdle and defeat 1 guard. Because my roll 4. A 4, because I'm destined, becomes a 5. And I took the counterpart that I treat 5s as 6s. There's that second Diabolical Hurdle. I managed to get the second guy wedged in as well. His uniform was stuck in the tract of the doors that open and close. And finally, all I need is hit him and dispatch him. Single die. A 1 becomes a 2. Oh, he got free again. It's starting to become a pie fight in here. And here comes the next die. I got to get a Diabolical Hurdle and defeat 1, the evil henchman. And it's 2 1s in a row. Oh my gosh, they locked the door and shut it behind me. I needed to find a second door, 2 Diabolical Hurdles, and defeat 1 henchman. The alarm was sounding. Weep, weep, weep. Here comes my roll. A 3rd one in a row. I have 3 Diabolical Hurdles. I knew this was not going to work. I had to flee and go back amongst the guests and figure out a second way of getting into the area. I quickly changed into my evening wear. Just something I carry in a pouch that I keep hidden. And I decided I would talk up the different members who are coming and asked if I could get perhaps dinner with the main owners of the facility, because I perhaps could be an investor. They knew who I was. They knew why I was there. Yet could I get a meeting with them? That sounds like I need to get a critical insight. I have to solve a critical problem. Now, this critical problem is a combination of critical insights and critical deeds. I'm no longer a resident expert here, but I'm going to roll my seduction and lies 2 dice to get that critical insight to figure out who's in charge first. 2 dice. And I am destined, so I got the critical insight. I could determine who was in charge. It was whether or not I could get enough of a my specter versus your specter attitude in order to get into the inner sanctum. Critical deed. Now do anything for me as I roll 2 dice and take the lower. Let me roll 2 dice here and take the lower. 2 dice. And the lower is a 3, but I am destined. 4. I was exposed. They knew right away who I was. I lost my destined status. Now, I am exposed, but I'm a destined status. I'm exposed, but I'm now resident expert, so I'm not rolling 2 dice and taking lower. I'm just rolling 1 die. But I want to get my destined status back. I'm going to go back to seduction and lies. I don't have to fight anyone yet. All I have to do is get that critical deed. But I'm going to come back over to here to see if I can roll to get my destined status back. Bit convoluted, but I know the mechanics. Here comes my die roll. I knew that I needed to step back out. Now that I knew who was in charge, I needed to plan this. I needed the early morning when it was just the maids walking around. 1 die. 1 die is a 5. If it happens again, result 6. An evil counterpart stepped forward. We know who you are, Derek. And the jig is up, as they say. You'll have to come with me. We're going to put you in suspended cryo-animation. You will be allowed to come back into the new world, the one that we created. the Master World. But only in 150 years, 157 years. Well, I don't like that at all. I'm a resident expert, so I'm going to still try to get that evil counterpart that I've defeated and trying to get my destined status here. I'm rolling 1 die. A 3. I'm not destined. Spurned. Become a resident expert, but resident expert treats the next 3 as result 1. So I go down to 1 here. I'm duped and taken prisoner. I need to add a diabolical hurdle to get escape. Let's see if I got a prisoner scene here. Yeah, I'll add this one. I should have grabbed the still in the movie where they tried to put me into the cryogenic chambers. That would have worked out great. And I cheated myself here. Let me. I do this sometimes when I'm excited by the game. How about if I go over to here, and how about if I grab a sheet that makes sense. I confronted the bad guys. They knew they had me at a trap. They were going to monologue about the world they were going to create. A world where all races could live in kindness and empathy. I knew it was madness. Madness, I say. There's no way you can create this waste. Well, but we're gonna use our weather machine. We're gonna bring water to the deserts. We'll be able to feed everyone. It'll be perfect. No. You'll destroy the orange speculation on the commodities market in Florida. That won't work at all. You're too much of a capitalist, Derek. The world is going to live in perfect harmony, in perfect communist harmony. The communists have never done anything good. You know, well, not all of us can be perfect. Oh, so here we go. I'm going to make a roll. How am I going to resolve this? Well, I need to get away from them, and that's that diabolical hurdle that I have to escape. So I'm rolling 1 die as a femme fatale, new scene. But I also dialogued with these guys. And whenever you dialogue in these games, whenever they monologue, the bad guy monologues after you, or whether you interrogate somebody, or whether or not you just have a conversation in the story plot of the dinner, you gain your destined status back. And that's really important that, engaging in plot essential dialogue or expedition, you get your destined status back. So I'm back into this. Rolling 1 die in gyroscopic clash to break the handcuffs they put on me. Pick the lock for my hands behind me. Always carry a bobby pin to keep the the little curl, my little Superman curl at the right angle when I go to sleep. And I use that to pick the handcuffs that I had on me. And dice rolls. Here comes my dice roll. I'm only rolling 1 die on this table. Even though I'm femme fatale, I roll a single die roll, but I'm adding 1. 5 becomes a 6. The handcuffs are off, friends. The handcuffs are off. I raced across the facility. I knew I could not let them launch that weather satellite that would control the weather. I had to stop that. Feed the world. What sort of world would we be without starvation and hunger? Everyone being able to have a perfect environment. What do you think? What would that do to the price of real estate in Southern California, where I have plenty of properties? I bashed the guards here. I'm going to fight a D6 guards here. Let's see. I'm going to fight 1 guard here. Gosh, the rolls on my guards have been terrific. So if I just keep up here, I'm with seduction of lives. 2 dice. Destined. Take 1. I came up on the first guard. I saw he was smoking. I pulled on my pipe. Care to light my pipe, sir? Here comes my 2 dice. And a 3 plus a 1. 1 plus 1 is a 4. A 4 is a ruse. My ruse is working. I'm going to roll 3 dice on seduction and lies. 3 dice on seduction and lies, taking the trifecta. As soon as he pulled out his lighter or struck a match on against the flint of his book and held it up, I knew he could not reach his gun. And it was then I pulled his top coat down over his arms, restraining him, and I could toss him over the edge. 3 dice, looking for that defeat a henchman. And I rolled a 2, 3, and a 4, becomes a 5. I dithered, though, and his boss came forward. We told you not to escape, Mr. Bond. I am not Mr. Bond. I'm nowhere near Mr. Bond. In fact, by the play so far, I'm not even Mr. Flint. I got an evil counterpart, and I got to defeat a henchman. I can still do it in seduction of lies. 2 dice, rolling 3 dice because I got the ruse going, and 6, 6, and 6. That evil counterpart going, what's going on here? Is there smoking on duty? No, there's no smoking on duty. Yeah, ooh. That's my karate moves. Or I could scream an octave higher if I was Bruce Lee. Evil henchman, 3 dice. And another 6. They went down and down and down. and I've been playing for 25 minutes. Hey, well, you can always turn this off if you don't enjoy me bantering. I realized that if I can make it into the oxygen-deficient environment by using the astronaut suits that they conveniently had in my size as well. Gosh, that's a fit, man. The 60s had such... Gosh, they were so fit. We should all take up smoking again. The smoking is what kept people fit. Tobacco was beautiful. You people in the new world need to start realizing that again. Start smoking again. And die beautiful. It's always better to die beautiful. I had to find a critical insight in order to find the rocket and disable it. Let me roll my 2 dice. And back to my character here. Critical insight to find the rocket I need to disable. It's a new scene, so I'm rolling 2 dice. And I am adding 1 because I am destined. A 6. A 6 plus 1, easy. The quest is now going to end itself. I found the rocket. I could easily disarm it. It would blow up and destroy most of the island. But Derek, we promised the world that humanity is so much better. America doesn't need your humanity. We're perfectly happy the way we are. E plublista, e pluribus union, Kang holy word. Wow, I'm mixing my metaphors and my characters here. We don't need to survive by being cared for. All right. And the final scene of this this very, very badly acted and very performed is that Derek, of course, gets surrounded by the beautiful women, and I put it on the wrong slide. We just sometimes you can't skip rehearsals when you do these things. But that's pretty much in a nutshell what the theater of the mind, 2-page espionage genre, eternal super spy. You know, I had fun. I don't mind, and certainly movies like In Life Flint, Army Flint were high camp, and remind me of my childhood of watching them. More later.